Welcome to Suno 101. I'll show you all the features that exist in Suno, describing them one by one. First of all, take note on the left-hand side of the screen. If you hover over this, that's your profile. The next is Home. When you click on Home, it takes you to this screen that we're on. This is the home screen for Suno, and this is where they advertise new products, things that might be coming down the pike, contests, and some of the top tracks that exist on Suno. The next link we're going to click on is Create. This is where the fun begins. In the Create mode, you have Simple. Take a look over here. You have a simple command and a custom command option. The simple command is pretty straightforward. You can type in anything such as a song, donuts, of all things. And you have the option of generating lyrics with Suno or generating your own lyrics. Just like I've said, a song about donuts, I could take that up a notch and go into lyrics, but the moment I click on lyrics, it defaults to custom. So for simple, your best bet in simple mode is a simple description. A song about hot and cold donuts sounds funny, right? But sometimes you just want to have a blast in Suno. You can also go a step further and prompt the type or the style of the song. So you could say country song with a banjo. Hit create, and Suno will create something outrageous for you.
Steam on the box, paperback burning my hand. You said, let's save a few for later, like I'd understand. Glaze still dripping, truck still warm from the drive. By the time you finally took a bite, those poor things barely alive. Hot donuts, cold heart who chill syrup and pie.
And there you have it. And the second one would be no different. It would be a funny song as well about donuts. Here we go.
Steam on the box, paperback burning my hand. You said, let's save a few for later, like I'd understand. Glaze still dripping, truck still warm from the drive. By the time you finally took a bite, those poor things.
All right, so there you have it. So you had the simple mode, just a very funny song. And then if you wanted to go a step further in custom mode, there's so many things you could do. One, you could use an audio reference. Two, you could use a persona, which is a voice that you found to be successful from prior. And three, you can use just one song to inspire your creation. These are more advanced uses of Suno that you can find me cover on this channel. I'll endeavor to put some links below. Also in custom, you have the ability to create short loops, one-shots, and SFX. But let's jump into custom mode and let me explain how this works. For audio, you would need to upload an audio track. So I'll click on audio, click on upload, and let's say I wanted to use this song. I select the song. I can either make my audio longer, save it to library, or do a cover of it. So I'm going to do a cover of it right now to demonstrate what Suno can do. This is a song that I did over 30 years ago. I recently transferred it from cassette tape, for those of you who know what that is, to MP3. So this is the song. Okay, so for this song, it's already, through its use of AI, taken the lyrics. It's a gospel reggae song. It's given me the lyrics, the style. To get a very good style, I would suggest using the musicspiration.com tools that I have developed for Suno. All you need to do is hit continue with Google, and you'll be able to log in with your Google password, your Google account. So go ahead and continue with Google. Now you are in Phil the Creator's AI Creative Safe Haven. This is for my subscribers, so if you must use this tool, I plead with you to subscribe and make it known to your friends and your colleagues that this awesome free tool is available. You can subscribe to my channels by clicking on these buttons, and you can also support me on Ko-fi if you so desire. But very quickly, let's go into one of my prompt generators, which I just call the prompt supersizer right here. We go into the Supersizer, and we're going to look for reggae. We're going to have roots reggae. We're just going to leave things as is pretty much. I'm going to hit generate supersize prompt. I'm going to copy the prompt, clicking on that button. Then I'm going to go back into Suno, and then I am going to put this into styles. Now that I've put this in styles, I'm just going to select an option down here as far as how much of my track do I want influence with. So do I want it to be 100% influenced by my track, or do I want to leave some bandwidth for Suno to be a little bit ingenious? And then the style prompt is what I'll crank up a little bit more. And then I'm going to hit create, and it's going to give me a pretty cool version of my original song. So again, the original song.
Of all the gods in the world, the only true God is Jehovah.
So that is the original track. Let's listen to what Suno has cooked.
Of all the gods in the world, the only true God is Jehovah, Jehovah, Jehovah. Oh, yes, is Jehovah. I know you feel so happy, but do you really know why? Definitely you need to make this Lord of your life. Of all the gods in the world, the only true God is Jehovah. Jehovah. Oh, yes, is Jehovah. I know you feel so happy, but do you really know why? Definitely you need to make this Lord of your life.
All right, so you get an idea of what the audio functionality can do. It can transform whatever you upload. So that's one. Now, when you have different audios, you can again use the inspiration section so that that audio influences whatever you do. You can drag up to 4 tracks for inspiration. Something else you could do is a mashup. You could do a mashup of different songs. All you do is click the plus button and you can add songs, or you can drag songs pretty much like that to create your mashup. And I also have a much longer video on the channel that shows that. Okay. Next, under custom, you have the ability to create sound. So a very simple sound like people running in fear of a growling monster. Okay, I found that the simpler you make it, the better. So over the past number of minutes, my friends, we took a look at home. We took a look at create, right? Create is where everything happens. And just so you know, in create up here, this is a very important part of Suno because if you want to stay organized, you got to have workspaces, which are like folders. So if I click on workspace, you can see I've got all of these workspaces, right? Some of them have more songs than others, but in order to arrange your work impeccably, I would suggest you create a new workspace for every project. You can see that I have my workspace, which has 1900 songs, and this was before I decided I must have a dedicated workspace for every project I work on. So, with that said, be aware that there are different versions of Suno. As you can see over here, we have version 5, which is the latest, version 5 Pro Beta. We have version 4.5 plus Pro, version 4.5. Now, what I would advise is if you are looking for a tool that does not have as many hiccups, you might want to try 4.5 Plus Pro. But as far as the sound quality, if you want superior sound quality, version 5 is your best bet. You just have to be very patient with version 5 in getting what you want. Okay? So that's that. And for those of you who are looking to subscribe to Suno, to get in on Suno, I would ask that you visit Suno at my affiliate link. You can find it at suno.philc.net. Help the channel by jumping into Suno using this direct link. All right, jumping back into Suno, my friends. Now that I've shown you workspaces, right? We've done home, we've done create, we've done, all right, now it's time for studio. So let's click on studio. Let me show you how studio works. Studio is a great way for you to build layer by layer. So for example, if you wanted to build something from scratch, you could just open a new project like this. So let me show you that right here at the top. You see where you got those three dots? You can just click on new project, and that will change the configuration of the current project you're in. If you have been into Suno prior, it'll give you a brand new project. Now, if you wanted to build from scratch, the best use of Suno Studio is to use it to build on like a fresh idea that you want to input into Suno, or for you to bring in existing work and to keep layering tracks on top. So to work in Studio, I'm going to use a track that I created prior today, and it's me playing on the keyboard. So this is me playing on the keyboard. I'm just going to drag it straight into Studio. I'm going to maximize so that I just see Studio. And I am going to go into the tempo here. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Over here in tempo, when you click on the tempo, you could just use follow track. And what that means is Studio will follow the track's tempo. as opposed to you setting the tempo at a specific number. So I'm also gonna just rename this so that it doesn't get lost in the sea of others. All right. So when you're using Studio, the idea is just to layer instrument by instrument. So I could add a track and I could just say just exactly what I did back in vocals. I'll just say ballad, funky ballad. And yeah, I'm just going to hit create and I'm going to see what Suno does. It's really that simple to use Studio. There's a very long video that I have showing how to use Studio, but there's so many features in it. There's the ability to do a cover feature. There's the ability to just create from scratch, which is what I'm doing. And then you can layer and layer and stagger and stagger. The thing about Suno Studio is that it is a GAW, a generative audio workstation, which means you can create ideas from an existing one. You can create them and just layer and layer and supersize. So right now what I'm doing is layering just the vocals, and the hope is that it syncs up exactly with the audio, the drum beat that I've got from my keyboard. But if that doesn't happen, I would need to align them, which is one of the things we face in studio today. But hopefully in the future that will change. So let's listen to what it's done.
Love that day, no cares, feeling great, cloud nine here.
So let me explain what needs to happen here for those of you that haven't been to studio. Studio is great, but still, it needs a little bit of help. It needs help in getting the vocal to start right on the dot. So looking at the waveform, I can tell it needs to be more like here. Smack dab in line, if you see what I'm talking about, look at that. This and this need to match. So I hold the control key down and I try to get them aligned like that. And if they are aligned, then I have a coherent song. So let's check it out. Let's see.
Love that day, no cares, feeling great, cloud nine here.
That was crazy. That is wild. you get the idea of how awesome this tool is, because I just put in my keyboard playing and I gave it words, right? Gave it the words, a lovely day, okay, it's feeling great. And it sang the words, it created the melody, played it on key along with my keyboard. Just really, really awesome on so many levels. So let's rename this keyboard. And if you wanted to take this up a notch, what you do is you create another track. This new track, we're going to call this full band. Full band. Okay. And to get this cooking real good, we're going to select the area. We want it to be rendered at this area. So we click on this. I'm going to hit custom. And I am just going to say full back in band funk slap bass and punchy drums, just like that. And I'm going to say create. Now, while this cooks, let me explain a little bit more about Suno Studio. You can also record your voice directly in by using any of the inputs. So it would use, the available microphone to record, but you'd have to select it. You could also pan left or right. You can also adjust the volume. You can also mute by clicking on that icon, or you could just listen to it solo. For those of you who use DAWs, you know how this works, right? And then when you select a waveform on the right hand side, if you expand it, see over here, if you expand it, then you see the waveform appear on the right hand side. And when you select a waveform, a number of things could happen. So let me explain those. For example, I click on the waveform for track 1. Let's bring track 1. So let's click track 1 and let's maximize this window at the top right. Okay. Now when you select track 1 waveform, what happens is you have a couple of options. You have the clip view and you have the track view. Let me explain those real quick. The clip view has information about whatever is on the timeline, and you can see the name that it's called. You can also see the tempo is on beat, transpose. You could transpose this up or down. For example, if I play this, I could change. Let me just mute everything else and just solo this so you can see how this works. So this keyboard recording of mine, I could change the key. See that? Now I've put it back to normal. But you can adjust the tempo, the key by transposing the speed, and also the clip volume. And you could also extract stems, which means you could get the drums, the keys, the instruments that I was playing, like a stem separator. Also, whenever you click on any of these waveforms, like I said, you have the ability of looking at the track. And if you're looking at track, you can rename the track, you can delete, you can duplicate the track, you can choose to follow the track tempo, and you could also use the 6-band EQ, which is pretty cool. Okay. And you just adjust the waveform by clicking on any of those nodes and adjusting it as you want. Whether you're going with a low or a high adjustment, or you want something in the middle. You can adjust the waveform to suit your fancy, whatever you're creating, right? And this is the overall composite of, this is the overall adjustment for the track. So if you had many different clips on one line, one track, this will adjust the entire track. You get what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that it's what you want across the entire timeline before you begin adjusting your EQ. And that's pretty much it as far as the controls. Now let's go back to what we created and let's see if we can get everything to line up as it should. One of the things I would advise doing is put in the track you're trying to align close with the master track. So I'd say, so I'm going to move this full band closer so that I can just sync them up. And then when you expand the waveform, this is what you got to do as a sonic sculptor using this GAW. But you can see, if you look carefully, there is a misalignment. You see that? Let me bring it back for you to see clearly. You see that misalignment right there? So what you need to do is click, hold down your control key, and then you're going to move this so that it can sync like that. You see these waveforms? They're now a little bit more in sync. Almost, pretty much there now. So what I'm going to do is listen, take it off solo, and let's see if there's a sync. So now what you're hearing is Suno taking my performance on the DGX 670 and replacing it with a higher end, more superior performance in the spirit of the original, but a much higher level quality performance. So let's go ahead and mute the original and let's listen. Here we go. Right, let me address another question which is very important for studio. At the bottom, it's quite inconspicuous, but you have the lower controls for track uploads, right? You can add a track, you can upload, you can control the metronome, you can turn it on or off, you can record, you can go back, you can play, you can go forward, you can loop a section, and then you can have follow the playhead, and then follow the playhead, and you also have this measure of time Or you have a combination of the beats and the time. Okay, so it's giving you clock settings. You can either just look at beats or time. So this is time, this is beats. You can choose to see minute, second, millisecond. So that would be minute, minute, 00, minute, second, 13 millisecond, 0.412, or beats. So the beat is 022.2.2. You could just see both of them, right? So those are the clock settings, which are very helpful. And over here, we have the ability to turn up the master volume. See that? Turn up the master volume or turn it down. So this is right here, this is a 0 decibel point. 0 decibel point. And over here, you can zoom in or out just like I did. And you can also reset the zoom with this. All right. So now you've got a good idea of the tools in Studio. Let's listen to this track. All right. So, my friends, you now have a starter idea of how Suno Studio works. So, over the past number of minutes, we've taken a look at Home, Create, Studio. Now, library is just where everything is. So, in your library, you can just search for any song that exists. So, if I'm thinking of my song called Unending Spiral, I can just type in Spiral and I can find all the versions of Spiral. So many that I can't even remember. All right, and over here you have search, which will search pseudo main for any song that you might have come across. You can search for songs outside of yours. Over here we have hooks, which is combination of video meets audio. It's another feature in Suno that's like the TikTok of Suno, where you can listen to songs and watch video. Over here you have Explore, where you can explore different blends of styles, it's genres. I mean, Suno is just absolutely ridiculous. It's like this is like a toss up, but again, you have little control, over what is here, but it's a great place for you to begin some ideas. Here's another one, drill Cajun, drill Cajun. Crazy stuff. Okay, over here you have Suno Radio, where you can listen to some of the top sounds playing from creators like you on Suno. Over here you have notifications for you to see who has followed you, what's going on, what's new. And that's pretty much it. Home, create, Suno Studio, library, search, hooks, explore, radio, notifications. But let me just tell you, my friends, where the tough part is not in simple mode. Simple mode is pretty straightforward, right? Simple mode is straightforward. You could just use the dice and you could create just random songs, which you might find as fun, but in my mind, the real work, the heavy lifting comes when you go into custom and then you begin to craft output using audio, persona, inspo, where you're manipulating lyrics, you're manipulating using the AI Creatives Haven to get some styles, some real thick gumbo that will give you so much satisfaction when you hear the output that Suno generates. And here in my Creative Haven, I have Prompt Starter, which is a very quick prompt for you to just take and put in Suno. It gives some pretty original, unique stuff. Over here, I also have a world music prompt generator, which is bananas. It's ridiculous. This thing can give you some banging world music hits. Then I've got the vocal prompt designer. If you really want to spend some time crafting vocals from scratch, you can use this prompt generator to do that. And over here I have the prompt Supersizer, which enables you to blend genres. Or I should say, it enables you to narrow down the genres. This is not my genre blender. If you do want genre blender, you got to go to my membership, and there I have a whole different set of tools for those of you who have joined membership. And then I have my regular prompt generator, which is just basic. It doesn't have the drill down of the subgenre if you just need something quick, going straight to the point. All right, my friends. Well, I hope this made sense to you. I hope it gave you some hope about Suno and how you can use it, how you can employ it, how you can get great things from it. Again, let's click on more. So here we have invite friends. You can invite friends to Suno. Share your invite link to earn credits. When your friend signs up and creates 10 songs, you both receive 250 free credits. There's a limit of 2,500 credits per person. Okay, here under more, we have earn credits. If you click on that, it shows you that you have 100 tasks available. You can listen to songs, share your preferences, and earn credits for your feedback. If you click on Start, it will open up this window where you have to choose between a song A and a song B. You would have to listen to both A and B for at least 15 seconds, like this. So you would listen, and when you listen sufficiently, at the end of the day, you submit. And let me just demonstrate how that works. So you will need to listen to A sufficiently. So it says listen for 7 more seconds. You got to listen to the whole thing before you make a judgment call. See that? Listen for one more. All right. And then you would also have to listen to B so that you can compare. See that? So when you have decided which track is best, so A obviously sounds better. So I would choose A if that's the one that I feel is best, and explain your selection. You could just say mastering is better. And you don't have to do this, but I just like giving my best opinion so that the tool can learn and hit submit. And the ka-ching just means I've earned some credits. So it's completed one task. So I earned 5 credits from my actions there. So if you listen to 10 songs, you can get 50 credits, right? So that's pretty cool. Okay, what's new? If you go to what's new, it tells you what's new, latest and greatest in the world of Suno. That's under what's new. All right, what else? Help. Click on help. How can we help? Making music, account and billing, mobile app. So you just go over here if you need help. There was someone who needed help with hooks. Click on that. And this will explain to you how to use that functionality. All right, what else? About Suno, they've got a blog, careers, for those of you who want to work at Suno. Okay. Senior graphic designer, data scientist, market analyst, product designer. Okay. Okay. Design engineer. They're hiring, all right. Wow. They are staffing up. My goodness. Huh. Wow. Okay. They've got an internship position. That's cool. Oh, finance. They're looking for a controller. Director of product marketing, legal, machine learning, operations. Wow. Suno is growing like crazy. Suno talent community. Submit a general application. It's kind of cool. That's cool. Okay. Design engineer. You have your hand in almost everything from our web app to our mobile app to experimental product and marketing experiences. Suno is definitely off to the races. This company is going to be around. They are growing in leaps and bounds and doing very well as we can see. Yeah. All right. Feedback, TOS, and privacy, and those are links to their social. So again, just to let you understand, I was very resistant to artificial intelligence in the beginning where it comes to music. Everything else with AI was fine. I was very deep into AI in other respects, but music, because music is what I do, I had quite an opinion about it and I didn't want to get into any of this. But it started cropping up more and more, and Rick Beato had talked about it, and I saw it. My daughter pretty much showed me my first experience with AI music because I couldn't believe you made this. How did you make this? And I was encouraging her to keep learning her piano, but I felt now that she's found this AI thing in music, good luck getting her to learn keyboards. And I kind of got into a resistant mode until I started thinking differently, and here we are today. I've come full circle. I've realized policing people with their AI use is just no good. Let people do what they want to do, and You just do you and let them do them. And if AI is your thing, go for it. If it's not your thing, fine. But I was determined not to be left behind. Jump on the bandwagon, learn as much as I could, and here I am. All right, my friends. I hope this made sense. I hope it was useful. I wish you all the best in your Suno journey. I also have a book out. So there's the book. The book is called Suno AI Music Production, The Definitive Guide to Intentional AI Creation in Suno, Suno Studio, and other AI music tools. What I do in this book is I walk you through my creative process and I walk you through the process for maximizing creativity in Suno. This thought process will propel you in any tool that you are working in, whether it's working in Producer AI or Toonie, what have you. This will guide your thinking and will definitely help you. That's the book. Grab the book, and I'm going to be making more announcements about the book and about education of people who are looking to get more into artificial intelligence music. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best. If you've enjoyed it, remember to go to musicspiration.com. All right, remember to go to my affiliate link, suno.philc.net, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.